Alright, I know I'm a few days late to the Frosthaven party, but yeah, it's out on Kickstarter, and it's doing really goddamn well. Like, oh my god, it blew through the goalposts, made 4 new ones, and then blew through all of them again. I gotta go to see what's up with this, man. Like, this is crazy, dude. So, let's go ahead and visit the, Frosthaven Kickstarter page, see what the hell I'm getting myself into here, because, yeah, this is the doozy of a board game. Like, my god, day 2 of 31, $5.5 million raised already. That is insane. That, oh, and it just went up again. Okay, I'm probably gonna add to it myself. For now, let's just take a look at what we're getting here. I'm assuming that there's gonna be a lot of newcomers to the Gloomhaven universe, as well as veterans who are just excited to, get more of this dungeon crawling action going on in here, The critically acclaimed Gloomhaven, #1 game on Board Game Geek, got a sequel now, Frosthaven. I am actually very, very much excited for Frosthaven because, well, there's a couple gripes I got Gloomhaven, and Frosthaven seems to just basically address all of them. So, let's just like scroll down the thing, take a look, and I'll start going through the points one by one. Alright, story. Alright, so in Gloomhaven you were kind of just a bunch of mercenaries on I think the southern end of the world. Yeah, so you were just a bunch of dudes, just kind of just there, being like, alright, we're mercenaries, we're just doing things. And I haven't made my way far enough into the story to, get the main plot going and more interesting stuff happens, but currently as it stands, there's just like kind of like a more of an emphasis on the combat, I would say. It's like the game's like, when I say the game, Gloomhaven is like 80% just dungeon crawling, and the 20% is the other stuff involving your campaign. But in Frosthaven, from what I understand, the game seems to be, like, it's still got that great, amazing Gloomhaven combat. Alright, you're not gonna miss it. But they've added so much more to the campaign, to the story stuff. There's so many, like, just new things going on outside of combat that you actually, like, care about now. And it just further drives the narrative, the story. It just makes it way more of a cool experience. It's just, cool experience to get into. Yeah, so unlike Gloomhaven, Frosthaven is in the north. Because that's where cold things are. It's just, you're up in the north. You are in some settlement called Frosthaven, unlike in Gloomhaven where you're just in some city called Gloomhaven. And your interactions with Frosthaven are going to be way more in-depth than Gloomhaven. Like, the survival of the settlement is probably going to, like, lie way more, like, the responsibility's on you. But that's actually really cool, though, because it's like, hey, I got way more investment. I got way more agency. Like, my actions are doing things, with the settlement that I'm, like, kind of building from the ground up. So let's see. Let's scroll down here. All right, yeah, so standalone campaign. Yeah, so this is not like an expansion to Gloomhaven or anything. All right, yeah, Frosthaven is in fact its own new game. Let's see, so I don't know what this is. What campaign announcement? The terrifying races that threaten Frosthaven are at war with each other, and you've got to pick a side. Oh, so is Frosthaven just in the middle of just like a bunch of just nonsense going on? Is that what's going on here? We're just kind of thrust into the middle of some war going on. We just gotta kind of survive and just be there, or we get to actually pick a side. Oh, I don't know. That's pretty cool. Whoa, so there's a poll here. To do what exactly? Oh, okay, so people get to vote for a side, and whichever one wins, something happens to it on release, I think? Seems like it? I don't know, let's keep going down. Okay, so let's actually get to, like, the main point of this, right? Frosthaven, the game itself. So, look at that. Big chungus box. Like, this is basically just, blue Gloomhaven. Like, that box is ridiculously big. Glad to see it hasn't changed one bit. So let's take a look at the, new rulebook, new map, new scenario books. These are all things that were in the original Gloomhaven. Now in Frosthaven, they're blue. Oh, not that skin. Okay, no, what's actually new about them, from what I understand. So let's start with the map. All right, so in base game Gloomhaven, if you take a look at the map right here. So in base game Gloomhaven, the map was basically just a map, like that's it, and there's prosperity in the bottom. Like, didn't really do that much. All right, it's kind of like unnecessary to even have it in the game, but it's just cool to have, I guess. So basically all you're doing is you're putting stickers on it, and those stickers are just representative of like where they are in the map and saying, hey, I unlocked this scenario here, I can go and do that thing now. And there's also some achievements you can put on the top too. But in Frosthaven, you might notice the map is what the hell's going on here, right? So you got like the actual like frozen north, but then you also got Frosthaven, like the settlement. So what's gonna be really cool about Frosthaven is that like the board is actually gonna matter way more. So when you get like I guess the story going or just things happening in Frosthaven, you get to put stickers onto your own settlement, and those stickers will be buildings, and it'll be like an actual like RPG where you get to like build up your settlement, and you'll probably like, you know, begin like new buildings, new like services done in there. So like you can like get a building for like the new crafts dude, you can get a new like building for the armor or whatever, right? And as you improve your settlement, you can actually use those benefits to like further your characters and have a, you know, better time going out there and venturing into the wilds to do whatever the hell it is that you're doing. So I find that really goddamn cool. Like, okay, so like the map is actually something that's like, you know, not just like a pretty thing to look at. Like, it seems like they're actually gonna make it like do more things. So I'm always a fan of that, because in our campaign of Gloomhaven, we've essentially just automated the map out. Like, we don't even really use it. We just keep track of what scenarios that we, you know, have unlocked, and then like our prosperity levels, and that's really it. Another thing, so this black book here, I thought for a second that was the town records book. So for people who don't know, so in Gloomhaven, there's a town records book where you kind of kept like records of your characters in that book if they ever retire. Retiring is basically this mechanic where when your character is made, they get like a little like life goal thing, which is usually just like, you know, just some like tasks you gotta do, right? It could be like killing X amount of monsters, it could be, you know, like doing X amount of scenarios, it could be doing some weird specific shit. Anyways, yeah, but when you get that completed, you retire them, put them into the, you know, Blacktown Records book. When they're retired, you can't use that character ever again, but you can just make another one, and you can even make a character of the same class if you want. So it looks just like this new book. This is apparently not a town records book. This says it is a puzzle book. So from my recall, also from some preliminary reading up on Frosthaven, we got ourselves, again, way more stuff outside of combat that's really cool. So the puzzle book is actually like, there's legit puzzles in there. Like, you get to go and find like puzzle things out in the wild. I don't know exactly how it's going to 100% work, but then I know that like you have to like actually like open up the book and like solve the puzzle. That's really goddamn cool. Let's see what else. So yeah, they got 2 scenario books now. One of them is like your normal scenario book. So like the scenario books basically just have like a setup for like your like game board. Like, so basically not like the map board, but like your tiles and stuff, because, you know, it's a dungeon crawler. So, you know, whenever you go and venture out, right, how like the loot worked in Gloomhaven was the time you're spending in Gloomhaven, you would have the map board out, right? And whenever you go out to actually like go fight stuff, then you would flip up the scenario book and you would set up your tiles and you put your minis there, and you know, now you're in a room somewhere, you're in a dungeon, you can actually like explore things. So that's, I guess not really explore, you're just fighting things, because the Gloomhaven was like 80% combat. Like I said, again, there's not really much exploring. So the scenario book, the fact there's 2 of them now says a lot about Frosthaven, because apparently one of them is full of hidden stuff that you're not supposed to open until, like, you know, you do things. And otherwise that's the normal scenario book where you just, you know, you set up the level, we go through it, fight things, right? Like, as far as I can tell, like, Frosthaven is just more Gloomhaven, but then like they like bettered up the formula, so I'm pretty excited for that, actually. Let's see, so we got our characters, like standard thing, right? Gloomhaven, I think there were 17 characters, or 17 classes, I should say, not characters. This one, I think it's 16. Yeah, 16, because you start with 6, just like in Gloomhaven, there's 6 starting classes you can play. But unlike in Gloomhaven, this has 10 unlockable classes, whereas Gloomhaven had 11. Let's see. Yes, we got more map tiles, right? So these ones look pretty sick, nice. Like, they got like little frosting going on in them. That's really cool. Dig it. The Gloomhaven tiles, they get a little gloomy after a while. It's kind of the same deal. It's just like that. It's like just kind of like rocky dungeon things. Maybe there's some grass. I don't know, like it gets like, I think there's like literally 4 or 5 different colors of them. This one looks way more like detailed. Look at that. This is some unique looking backdrop. 100+ overlay tiles. Pretty standard. Yeah, I mean, Gloomhaven also had a bajillion overlay tiles. The thing I had to complain about, which was also said in our Gloomhaven review, which, by the way, we have that. We have a quick Gloomhaven review. Let's check that out. We're only like 12 scenarios in, so it's not the most comprehensive thing, but, you know, if you just want like our first impressions as to how we feel about the game so far, it's a pretty good watch. So one of the complaints we had in that was overlay tiles being double-sided. Now, you might think, like, why does that matter so much? Well, when you have 100+ overlay tiles, and you need to set up like whatever the hell you need to set up from the scenario book, this wastes a lot of time unless you just already memorized what was on all the like, tiles, but that's like ridiculous, right? So as you're like trying to set up whatever like rock or like cave formation or whatever the hell it is you need to put on the board, because they're double-sided, you have to start flipping over like all of them, checking both sides, being like, oh man, which is one I actually need, and it just wastes a lot of time. I'm very annoyed by that. So hopefully that's not a thing in Frosthaven. No idea. I mean, we can't tell from these pictures. Let's see. We got 24 plastic stands. That's an upgrade from base Gloomhaven, right? Gloomhaven, I think, only had... Actually, wait, no. Never mind, that's not an upgrade. Same thing, actually. So Gloomhaven, yeah, had 16 white stands, 8 yellow stands. The reason why that matters is because yellow stands are for elite enemies, white stands are for normal enemies. Let's see. 50 plus monster groups. Oh, that's pretty good. I think Gloomhaven had 47 monsters. And I think like 9 of them, 10 of them, something like that. Probably a little more than that were bosses. So, I mean, you do go through the monsters pretty quickly in Gloomhaven. So hopefully that's not as much of a thing in Frosthaven. I mean, this seems like it just has, Frosthaven, I should say, seems like has like so much more longevity right off the bat. Because with Gloomhaven, if the game is mostly fighting and then they have less content, that's just kind of, it feels a little bad there. But then with Frosthaven, not only is the game having a little bit less of a focus on combat as far as I'm aware, maybe not less of a focus is the right way to put it, maybe more like there's more things to do aside from combat, right? The fact that there's more things to do aside from combat, plus the fact there's even more monsters now just screams just even more high quality longevity, which I cannot wait for. Yeah, your monster stat envelopes, like pretty normal thing. This was something clever that is still there from base Gloomhaven, where the monster stat sheets, they're they're double-sided, and you're split into 4 quadrants. The thing basically is done this way because that way, when you slide the stat sheet into these envelopes, you only reveal 1 quadrant. And what essentially this is doing is the monster has like 8 different levels, right? Like level 0 through 7, okay? So whichever level you want to pick, you rotate it or flip it to, whatever quadrant you need, because again, it's double-sided, 4 on each side, meaning 8 quadrants. And you just slide it in, and bam, that's your monster stats for fighting it. So, pretty clever. I personally prefer the Gloomhaven Helper app. So there's an app that automates your monsters for you, so I don't have to deal with that. But I mean, the fact that they were able to come up with a solution for even physical materials is pretty cool. Let's see, we got our 48 loot cards here. So this is a new thing in Frosthaven. So in Gloomhaven, when a monster dies, it drops like a loot token. When you pick it up, you just get money. But in Frosthaven, when they drop a loot token, you actually now, when you pick it up, draw from this loot deck. Okay. And sometimes you just get money from it, as you see from these cards. Other times you get like herbs or some other like material. Sometimes you just get like just straight up treasure. So money is less valuable in Frosthaven because sometimes you need to get things that don't have a cost to them in terms of money, but in terms of like actual like raw resources. For example, if you want like certain items, maybe you want a specific building to be built in town, you have to pay like X amount of wood and some herbs and some like iron, whatever. In Frosthaven, from what I understand, because you're up in the frozen north in the middle of like buttfuck nowhere, money is worth a lot less actually because you want resources, right? What's way more important actually, or I guess money is not like unimportant, but it's just that like you need to consider other resources aside from just, your money. Okay, so 30 random dungeon cards. This is a similar thing from base game Gloomhaven. Is just basically these let you build random dungeons. You just draw 1 card from the blue pile to, I believe, set up what room you're gonna fight things in, and you can draw a card from red pile to spawn like random monsters in that room. So that's how that works. Attack modifier decks. Instead of rolling die, you draw from a deck of cards to see how your damage changes. So that's still the same, I presume. 200 plus item cards. Nice to see, yeah. And you can see right here in the picture of this. How do I zoom in? What am I doing? Okay. As if you take a look at these item cards, you can see that normally where that gold coin is a pretty good spot to put, money, like how much something is worth. So normally in Gloomhaven, when you just buy items, you would just pay gold, you get them. But you can see right here, that's like a log. All right, so some items in this game in Frosthaven are going to require you to instead spend resources to get them. So that's a very cool thing. 36 personal quests. That's the thing I was talking about before, where you make a character to have a personal quest. From what I heard, apparently the designers of Frosthaven said that they've simplified personal quests in it actually, because there's a possibility that you can get personal quests in Gloomhaven that were a little too extreme. They probably can get them done like early on. And that's kind of not what this game's all about. They want you to retire characters so you can try out more classes and, add like a story. Retiring characters in Gloomhaven is only as cool as retiring in Frosthaven, from what I understand. Because in Frosthaven, when you retire a character, you actually just straight up build a house for them, like just for free in the town. And they just settle down there. And you can like do way more things to interact with them because, they just have their own house. So you can check them out, apparently. Like, you can get them to do stuff for you. That seems really cool to me. Okay, 160 event cards. That's pretty nutty. Base game Gloomhaven did not have this many cards. For Frosthaven, the game actually takes place in seasons. So I believe how it's going to work is every 15 scenarios you do, the season changes. And there's only 2 seasons. It's winter and summer. Okay, just to keep it a little simple. They don't want to bog it down with like a million seasons. Totally understandable. So in summer, your events are going to be pretty chill. It's just like yeah, I mean, there's just things happening. But when it's winter, you know, like the Game of Thrones show, they're like, winter is coming, right? It's like, oh, this is when shit gets real. If you are not stocked up, apparently you get fucked. Like, there will be things that, like, cost you resources all the goddamn time during winter. It's gonna be brutal. So I can't wait to see how that interacts with the campaign, I guess. They got more battle goals. Battle goals are just these things where at the start of a fight, a start of a scenario, you draw some random battle goals and you try to get those goals done for a little more bonus in your characters, I guess, when you get them done. Hit point experience style, same thing. More random scenarios, similar deal. Let's not cover the things that are, I guess, too minor. It's like whatever. A lot of these are just literally the same thing, carried over from Gloomhaven anyway. Let's talk about like the cool new things. So, punchable campaign board to track your campaign without spoilers. Whoa. So that's pretty cool. Okay, this is something that's kind of lacking in Gloomhaven. So, there's, I guess, you know, there's a reason why a lot of people turn to third-party apps in Gloomhaven, because there's a lot of things to track, and this just seems like a nice way to track, I guess, your progress, which is, that's very nice. My God. I would forget all the time in Gloomhaven, like, what I even had access to until I converted over to, I think I use Ninja Looter, dot something / Gloomhaven. I don't know. You can Google it. Ninja Looter Gloomhaven is like a pretty good campaign tracker if you want your thing to be all web-based. But the fact that they got this for the physical component, it seems pretty good. 20 sealed envelopes. Whoa, okay. So in basic Gloomhaven, there's like only like 4 of these, maybe 5. I don't remember. It's like a handful. So envelopes are just things that like just change the campaign pretty drastically when you open them up. So the fact there's 20 of them now that's crazy. Love it. Boom. Okay. 250 plus tokens, attract, conditions, loot, damage, yeah. So all your punch out stuff. Yeah. Okay, similar deal with base game Gloomhaven. This is gonna be a doozy to punch everything out. My God. 5 sticker sheets up from like 3, I think, in Gloomhaven. So yeah, there's way more things you can stick onto the board. That's really cool to see. Holy shit. That seems to be all the components we got for Frosthaven. Wow, okay. So yeah, basically the TLDR, from what I gotta say with Frosthaven versus Gloomhaven is they just have more of everything at basically about the same price. I guess, okay, we could answer a couple questions. So if you have not played Gloomhaven, so from what I understand, Frosthaven, since it's like its own game, it's like whatever. You can totally just jump into Frosthaven, ignore Gloomhaven. In fact, I might even recommend that, because from what I can just see already and what I've like learned just through research of Frosthaven already, it just seems like better Gloomhaven, like just straight up. So like if you haven't played Gloomhaven yet and you know like you just want to wait for this, like by all means just go for it, like back to Kickstarter and just hop into Frosthaven. But we do have still a year before the backers are going to get their copies of Frosthaven. So if you still want to try Gloomhaven, you know, now's a pretty good time still, because if you back this to Frosthaven, I believe, yeah, there's add-ons here, so you can get Gloomhaven stuff for cheaper than you normally would get it. So like if you want to try Gloomhaven before you actually jump into Frosthaven, like now is a pretty goddamn good time. I mean, it does feel a little weird knowing that Gloomhaven is like, I guess, going to be a lesser version of Frosthaven, but Gloomhaven is so like really good though. Like, my God, it is easily like one of the best, if not the best dungeon crawler like out there right now. I mean, it's #1 Board Game Geek, right? Like it has to mean something. Is it overrated? Might be. Yeah, probably. There's a lot of gripes I have with Gloomhaven in terms of just like, I guess, how non-story campaign and all is, but Frosthaven seems to just kind of address that, right? Because like the combat in Gloomhaven is like phenomenal, right? That's like what like most of your attention can be going towards. Like the plot's just kind of there just to drive along your excuse to fight things. It's kind of like an action movie, right? You don't really care too much about the plot. You just want to see dudes beat the shit out of each other. You just need somewhat of a reason for them to do that so you can kind of care, right? But with Frosthaven, it seems to, you know, be going way more with like the RPG style of gaming, where it's like your actions will 100% have way more consequences, and that is really cool to see. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty excited for Frosthaven because it just seems to answer my biggest gripes of Gloomhaven, which is that like I love the combat Gloomhaven, don't get me wrong, but it's just like I needed more stuff that was like campaign driven, because I just felt so detached from, you know, whatever the hell's going on. Even it's a shame because Gloomhaven's world is really, really cool. Like they didn't like just go just generic fantasy. They didn't go down the token route, like with the elves, dwarves, whatever. Like no, they made their own unique ass world with its own unique ass races, like crazy monsters. Like everything in Gloomhaven is super unique. So it's very refreshing. I love the world, and I just need more from it. And Frosthaven seems like it's going to deliver on that, so that's why I'm pretty excited for this. So yeah, with the add-ons, so Gloomhaven 140 game MSRP, you get it for 100 if you add it on to this Kickstarter. That's pretty crazy. There's an expansion called the Forgotten Circles for 40, you get it for 30. Gloomhaven is also coming to Steam, so that's a thing you can get like the early access cheaper here, so that's another thing. This is something that's really cool. So the designers of, or the designer, Isaac, I forget his name, Isaac, basically made like more scenarios, these solo scenarios for Gloomhaven, like a little bit into its release. I don't know exactly when, like probably like a year into it or something like that, because he was like, wow, this is this is a really popular game. It was just popping off. And he was like, no, I'm gonna make some cool things. So I didn't even need to do this. I'm just give people just free content. You might be thinking like, wait, free? Well, it says $15 right there. Well, that's because you can literally just go to a Google Doc page. I don't remember where I found it. It's probably on, like, if you go to r/Gloomhaven, that resource is amazing. The community is great. Like, you can probably find it there. Isaac went ahead and made 17 solo scenarios. These are designed to be played solo, where they really test your mastery of a class. Like, each scenario is like one he made for each class. They're really goddamn hard. You go and do it with them. You go and do it with the class, and you get a cool reward out of it. So that's a really just cool thing I added in. These are just more stickers if you just don't like the base game stickers. So apparently these ones you can remove and put them back onto things. All right, so this is just a bunch of cool gamer loot and some accessories there. So what about actually for Frosthaven? So if you're gonna back Frosthaven, 160. Okay, never mind. So it's not the same price. I thought Frosthaven was gonna be like, well, I guess it's a similar price, but I mean, yeah, $20 more than normal Gloomhaven sounds about right for, you know, the fact they added just more shit, make it bigger, better Gloomhaven, right? So $160, but you can get it for 100. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. I'm probably gonna do that. Let's see. They have solo scenarios for Frosthaven as well. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. You got the sticker sheet going on too. They got an app now. Oh my god, this is a dream come true for me. Holy shit. Okay, as I remember, okay, so if you watched our Gloomhaven review, I was wondering, like, why did Gloomhaven not just have, like, a companion app? Like, you know, like Mansions of Madness, that's another game out there. They had an app that was designed alongside that was, you know, intended to be the way you played the game. Looks like with Frosthaven, I don't think you need this app, but I 100%, I'm gonna get it, because, my god, I love me some automation. I love it, because, look, there's a narrator who is gonna say all the audio to you from the story text. Like, that's crazy. I want that. Oh my god. Like, because normally when I'm doing, like, you know, these type of things for my friends, I'm like opening a scenario book and being like, you step into the room, and it's something, I don't know. You and your group step into the next room, faced with 4 cultists, bows drawn back, sneering at you. Normally, like, I'm the one narrating for my friends, but, like, I mean, I kind of want to be a player, right? So, I kind of want someone to just do this all for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a great voice now, you know. I do like me. Okay, so it's not automated or anything. This is just audio, so that's cool. Broken Token. Oh, okay, partnership with them. So Broken Token is probably the most popular go-to, like, storage solution for Gloomhaven. So this is a big gripe with I have with Gloomhaven, is that, like, storage for the game is, you know, a goddamn nightmare. I mean, it's probably gonna be because you have all these components. It's kind of like inevitable. But if you just want, you know, something to just kind of auto deal with that for you instead of having to do it all yourself, Broken Token's a pretty good solution. Pretty pricey, but I mean, yeah, if you're into really high quality storage, I mean, I would recommend Broken Token for sure, because my god, they have, I think it's like plywood or something. I don't know, like it's very sturdy, very, very, like, oh, it just works. It works very well. Okay, like, just trust me. I got friends that Broken Token for like a bunch of other games, not for Gloomhaven. And when I saw the little storage cubbies they got, it's good stuff. All right. Me personally, I'm a cheap dickhead, so I just usually just go out and buy a bunch of plain old boxes from Walmart. That's the way I go. But I mean, if you don't want to deal with all that and just want to have someone do it all for you, you know, someone who already designed something that was made to hold a game, Broken Token's pretty good solution. All right, so pledge tiers, $100 base game, definitely at least gonna go for that. Well, it's $145, so let's see. Get the main Frosthaven box, solo scenarios, the removable stickers, foreteller narration. I mean, I haven't used Kickstarter. I don't know what the hell's going on with here. So do I just pick and choose like what I want from this, or do I have to go with tiers? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh wait, okay, they got this for me. Wow. Okay, because I don't really want the stickers or the solo scenarios actually, because I play with a group of friends. The only reason why I was playing solo scenarios for base Gloomhaven is because, you know, we're in Corona times and we're in COVID times. So I think I'll probably just only get the base game, and I'll just buy the app later my own time, because I don't really need the stickers. You know, that's just like kind of like a nice thing to have. It's not really, you know, necessary. I'm a cheap bastard. Okay, I only want what's, you know, really needed. Well, let's go ahead and create a Kickstarter account, because I have not done that. Shipping is not included. Okay. The other thing I gotta mention is that you are definitely not gonna have to worry about this project being like a dud and just like failing on you. Like the first Gloomhaven was a massive success. This one overshot itself like crazy. So you don't have to worry about this. You know, it's not a store thing. Like, no, you are getting Frosthaven for sure. Like, there's no, unless something goes like catastrophically wrong. Like, this is a pretty safe pledge. Like, for sure. Ah, so I do have to create an account. Oh, okay. Well then. Pre-order bonuses. Wow. You know, it's really weird doing this, because I come from like video games, and pre-ordering is like the devil, but board games is its own thing, so whatever. Oh, just like that. Pledged. Bam. Boom. There you go. Alright, yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, first time ever pledging anything on Kickstarter, so this is definitely a first for me. Pretty excited for Frosthaven though. That's something that I believe will 100% be better than Gloomhaven based on just like what I've seen about it already. Like it's oh my god, it calls me so hard. It straight up answers like most, if not all, of my gripes with Gloomhaven. Like, just, my god. So yeah, if you are interested, for sure check out Frosthaven. It's something that I think like a lot of people out there are definitely gonna get like a big kick out of. And in the meantime, you know, this is a pretty good opportunity where if you've been kind of waiting on Gloomhaven for a reason, now is a pretty good time to get in on it, because you can just go here and just add in more add-ons. I don't even know how to do the add-on thing from what I saw there. Whatever, it is there apparently. I don't know if we can figure it out. Anyways, yeah, so thanks for watching my thoughts on the Frosthaven Kickstarter. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all. Why did I say we? It says me. It's quarantine. My buddy Ashton's in his own house. I guess I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.